welcome to week 29 of the pregnancy. Sorry, this is going to be week 28 and week 29. I'm going to try and do 2 videos this week to make up for the missing week. The reasons I had the missing week, as I'll explain now. Unfortunately, I wasn't in a position to be able to do it. So yeah, on week 28 going into week 29, what happened to me was I was having a few pains over the weekend. I had my midwife appointment and everything was fine. My blood test came back fine, everything was okay, and she was really friendly and we were just saying to see me at 32 weeks and everything was looking really healthy. Baby was measuring exactly the right size and everything was great. And then on Saturdays I was having a tiny bit of pain in my hips and back, but nothing, you just expect that. And then I was getting a tiny bit of pain again on Sunday. I was my other half and I, we got our pram, which is exciting, and we went for a tiny walk, like no more than half an hour, 40 minutes, and I was just like, I have to sit down, it's a tiny bit much. It was great. We got an Uber back because, you know, it was just a bit much for me. Relaxed that evening really. So I woke up early on Monday morning and I had what I assume was a UTI. So I had a tiny bit of baking soda with water, nothing much, to kill it, to get rid of it. It seemed to stop the symptoms happening, which is great. It's worked for me in the past. I've got recurring UTIs pretty much for the last 10 years, I'd say, so I'm used to getting them. Anyway, I got the worst case of IBS. Terrible, really bad. That went on for a couple of hours. Really bad. I'm surprised I had anything left in there. It wasn't great. And then I started getting like pains, which I just assumed was trapped gas and trapped wind. It was just like, ow, okay, this actually really hurts. This isn't fun at all. And my other half, he came home from work in the evening and I was still in quite a lot of pain. And so we called the hospital and they told us to pop in to have, you know, a look, and this was getting really late at night, so we did go along and they just said, yeah, it's probably like the kind of combination like the IBS or the infection, the UTI. They couldn't find an infection actually. They said they didn't think I had one, so I don't know if it was just, I don't know what it was. So they anyway, they sent me home with some painkillers. I go home the following day in quite a lot of pain. I didn't actually tell my other half, it was getting worse. It wasn't great in the day, it was quite painful, it was like a painful period. But I would say by about 4 or 5 o'clock I was in quite a lot of pain, and I just assumed, because you hear people complaining about how bad the pain is with like trapped wind and stuff, I was like, okay, this is probably what it is. I wasn't able to go to the bathroom all day, and after the day before we didn't have much to do, but I was in so much pain. And then they progressively got worse, and my other half came home and we were talking and he was like, I think it's okay because you don't look quite right, and I was like, well, actually these pains are really quite bad. It just felt like somebody was stabbing me in my behind, and my hip and my right hand, on the right hand side of the near my pelvis as well, but predominantly from behind. It was like somebody was stabbing me. It was awful. To the point where I was crying and doubled over in pain, and he got really panicked because I'm usually quite good with pain, and it was getting worse and worse and worse. So we ended up going to, he ended up calling an ambulance because I just couldn't move even to get into an Uber. I was just in wait. We usually would take ourselves to the hospital, but it was just too bad. So the ambulance guys came, they were amazing. They immediately put me on gas and air. They were really friendly. They took me to the local hospital, and yeah, they were very reassuring. Got me straight into the labour ward. And yeah, I can't commend the NHS enough. We get to the labour ward and it transpires that I was actually going into labour. So 28 weeks, that's, I think it was 28 plus 3 at that point. Terrifying. I was absolutely terrified. They were prepping me for surgery. It was extremely painful. So what I now know to be contractions were going from an hour apart to when the ambulance arrived, they're probably every 10 minutes. And by the time we were in the hospital, they were they were going to every 5 minutes, and then they were literally like every minute. They were just, it was so much pain. I was screaming in agony. They tried to do some tests on me. They tried to put a speculum in me, and couldn't even do that. I was screaming to just even have that test done, which goes to show I definitely won't be able to have a C-section because everything down there was so swollen. There was so much blood to the area. It was so painful. Luckily my cervix hadn't opened at that point, so they were able to give me some drugs to stop the contractions, and yeah, so that's, and then they gave me some morphine and gave me some codeine, and monitored me, so they kept me in the hospital for 3 days, which is where I've been, which took me over from the 28 to 29 weeks. So I didn't get to film, so I do apologise for that. It was really, really quite scary, and I know I'm saying in quite a matter-of-fact way, and I'm just kind of going through it, but it's kind of easier to do it that way. Just to describe what happened, it was very scary. They had me prepped. They had me hooked up to machines. They had me ready for the drip. They've given me steroid injections to get little baby girl's lungs stronger, so that they could perform the C-section, because obviously they scanned me, and again the consultants were like, well, you have to have a C-section because your fibroid's too big and it's on your cervix and the baby's not going to come out, so we're going to have to I mean, they were literally just that shy of giving me a C-section on the night that I came in, and they were monitoring her as well, and neither of us were doing particularly great that evening. I've looked subsequently at the results. Her heart rate was all over the place, which is understandable. She was probably, because I was screaming in agony, that can't be good for her, which is really, really scary. So yeah, that's what's been happening over the last week, really. I've been in the hospital after getting really good results. They did do another test on me, and they said that, you know, the likelihood of your cervix opening is like this small because you've got really good something or other, and you know, you're going into preterm labour is really, you know, exceptional, and it won't happen. And now they're saying that it's likely that it could happen again early. They don't know what it was that caused it, which is really quite scary for me, because I don't then know how to stop it. I've come home since, so I've been home for a few days now. I just haven't been able to film. I've been too tired, and I struggled. When I was in the hospital, I was starting to feel fine, actually. I was starting to feel like I could walk around and do stuff and just get back to my normal life a little bit. But since being home, the pain's come back. Actually today, the pain's come back quite significantly. They gave me some dihydrocodeine to go home with. I didn't even want to take aspirin prior to this stint in hospital. And they've upped my dosage. They doubled what they originally told me to take on going home. I'm really reticent to take it. I don't want to. Obviously this is all under doctor's advisement, but yeah, it's been a really tough week. All I can say is looking on the bright side, I am so incredibly lucky to have the friends that I've got. They've been amazing. So yeah, particular shout out to my friends if you're seeing this. And my mum came and visited me in hospital, which I really appreciated, and my sister's just been incredible. But I think most importantly, the person, my rock, is David. I can't, not that we needed to be brought any closer together, but I just can't express to you how much I love him. He was just amazing. He kept calm. You know, and I know he's found it difficult. This is his busiest time of year, and he's already an absolute wreck because he's already working like crazy hours. And then for this to happen, and I know you can't pick when this type of thing happens, but he's been incredible, and I'm I'm very grateful to him, and I love him very, very much, and he's been there for me, and he's been there for the baby. Yeah, I couldn't ask for a better life partner, and I'm just very excited to be marrying him. And I don't know what I would have done this past week without him. Now I'm driving him absolutely crazy at the moment because I struggle to move, and when I do, which isn't what's driving him crazy. He'd rather I didn't move at all. He'd rather wrap me up in cotton wool for the next 11 weeks, and I'm really struggling to stay in bed or stay on the sofa. I just want to be doing stuff, and I'm getting a bit stir crazy. So we try and go out like once a day, literally just to the end of the road, and get a coffee. Well, not coffee for me, but like get a tea and things. But yeah, it's been really hard and scary week. And I think my biggest fear is something's wrong with her, with the baby, and I just want to make sure she's okay, and I can't do that, which is really out of my control. And I'm in pain. I'm still in pain. I'm still in a lot of pain, and I will try and even just walking around the house, do my normal things, and it hurts. So that's quite difficult to deal with. And just when I think I'm okay, because I take the medication, you're like, oh god, yeah, maybe I'm getting back to normal again. It kind of, the pain starts coming back again. So it's like a constant reminder that it's still there. I'm just, yeah. But on a plus note this week, so in terms of symptoms, sorry, for 29 weeks, I'm probably not the best, most typical candidate, because clearly this is an exceptional circumstance. This doesn't happen to everybody. This does happen to some people, and thank God, I'm so lucky, touch wood, I'm one of the people that they managed to stop the labour, and I'm wearing my lucky baby necklace, because she's just to keep us safe and keep us strong. It's a present from David. And ironically, actually, just before this happened, I bought this, which I want to be her favourite doll. It's from Mamas and Papas, because I want her to be her own little superhero. So yeah, I'm just going to keep these things with me, these little talismans, to just remind me that our baby girl is strong, and that she'll be okay, and her mummy's strong too. Just quite a bit of pain, that's all. But yeah, this is probably a really rambling week. I will try later this week, because hopefully, touch wood, everything will be okay and continue to be okay, and I won't go back into premature labour again. I'll try and do something else this week. David, in a bid to stop me, I think, going out the house, gave me his card and just told me to buy baby things. I will try and take you through all that and show you the types of things we've done, and yeah, give you an idea. But yeah, this is absolutely my favourite thing. Of all the things I bought, I've bought some amazing stuff. This this little one is my favourite. But yeah, for any mummy that is going through anything like premature labour or anything like that, I just know that you're not alone, and it's scary, and you start looking at the odds, and thank God, you know, there's a 90% chance that the baby will be okay. And I have to keep reminding myself of that, and you have to keep reminding yourself of that if you've gone through something similar. So yeah, I think in terms of an update, that's it. It's quite a big update, and I know I've probably rambled and I'm making no sense because they've made me take drugs to stop the pain, just so I can even sit here as opposed to just lying down in agony. So yes, I will thank you, and I look forward to speaking to you when I'm feeling a little bit more myself. But that's it from me for now. Okay, thank you, bye.